Welcome back to another Cube video. My name is Edward, also known as Strategy, and let's see what we open in our first pack. Okay, first glance. Well, I got one of my favorite cards in Phantasmal Image, but I'm not going to take that pack one, pick one. Goblin Bombardment did kind of destroy us the other day. That was not fun. Let's see. Gruul-Steel Cutter. I am interested in that. And honestly, that's really about it. I don't think Show and Tell is that great in this cube. I really enjoyed the video where my opponent went Show and Tell Emrakul and I went Atraxa and I got an Oko and just got the Elk their Emrakul, and that was a good time. Yeah, I think Gruul-Steel Cutter is just the best card in here. If we do end up going an aggressive style deck, then Goblin Bombardment wouldn't be a bad wheel, especially since this can make more tokens to sack. Notably, like, Gaia's Cradle is also very powerful, but I don't know if this is going to wheel or not. We have had great success with it, but I'm going to take the Gruul-Steel Cutter. I cannot talk today for some reason. Okay, well, this pack is full of a lot of fun things. There's a Vampiric Tutor, which we're not going to take here. There's a Chandra, there's a Questing Beast, but better than both of those together is Minskimbu. There's a Force of Negation, a Fear of Missing Out, even a Malevolent Rumble. These are all cards that I'm looking at, but I'm just going to take the Minskimbu. I think that's by far the best, and honestly, I wouldn't mind a Questing Beast on the wheel if we end up not being too deep into red.
Fight the good fight.
Fight the good fight indeed. That's funny. There's a Sneak Attack and Emrakul. I'm glad those are in the same pack since we're not going that direction, it looks like. There's a Raphelos. I don't think I want to take that here. I kind of like the Robber of the Rich, honestly. I don't want to take Isotil here either. We don't have a payoff for it, and it's just another bulky 4-drop. So, seeing the Gaia's Cradle, though, like, kind of leans me off of Raphelos, because I don't think that's going to wheel. But if it does, then Raphelos is also likely to wheel. I could see taking the Avacyn's Pilgrim over the Robber of the Rich. But Robber of the Rich, I just think, is, right now with these two picks, probably the best for us. So let's just take that. Okay, there's a fetch land. I was leaning towards the Scythecat Cub, but I really value being able to cast our spells. Notably, this is a Selesnya fetch, and we could very easily splash white and become Naya, so I actually really like this fetch. I'm glad it's not like, for example, a Misty Rainforest at the moment. We're more likely to play white than blue, unless, of course, we open a Time Walk or something. Okay, so this is kind of one of the things I was talking about, more likely to play white. This is a Mother of Runes. Now, we can ignore this Mother of Runes, which I don't think is correct, and take this Plateau potentially to turn this Windswept Heath into red. So then basically it's build our own Stomping Ground or Taiga, which I do like, but Mother of Runes is just so strong, and green could be like our actual splash color, and maybe we're more Boros. Mother of Runes is definitely the strongest card in this pack. We're not interested in Brain Freeze in the slightest. Unholy Heat would be a nice wheel. Okay, there's a Tursa. I love Tursa. I don't think... Yeah, nothing else in here really excites me for this deck so far, so let's take the Tursa. There's an Abrade. There's a Lush Portico, which doesn't fix us any additional because it's the same as our Windswept Heath. That is a knock against it. It's just, do I want to take a Braid over it? And honestly, I don't think I do. I think I'm just going to take the Lush Portico. No, that is the Naya Triumph. There's also a Lotus Petal. I'm not interested in the Rager Verge Thicket. So basically, it's our one chance, because this is pick 8, to get our perfect Triumph if we do play all these colors, or a Lotus Petal, which can help accelerate. We already have one tap land, And we're not guaranteed to play white. I would say that we are pretty solid on playing green, especially with these green fixings. Let's just take the Lotus Petal here. Wow, the Gaia's Cradle did wheel. Okay, I can get behind that. Let's try. Let's see if this. Let's see what happens with the Gaia's Cradle. Okay, so there's Malevolent Rumble. Wow, there's a lot of stuff that wheeled. The Questing Beast. I would love the Questing Beast, but and I guess we do have a ton of green fixing, but we have a lot more red cards than we do green. So maybe we just take the Chandra. Chandra is pretty powerful, and Malevolent Rumble is nice to help accelerate too, though. Let's just take the Malevolent Rumble. Okay. I honestly, I might just like the Avacyn's Pilgrim better than the Rafellos. Okay, I mean, this is at least going to be a 3-3 a lot of the time. I don't think I'm going to necessarily play it, but, I mean, I'm not going to play the other ones. It would be nice to get a couple more white cards that I'm going to play. Okay, well, I'm not really interested in Lion Sash. I'm just going to take the Karizev. Also, if we can get like a late Pyrokinesis, it's going to reward us for taking the red cards over like the subpar white cards. If this was best of 3, I would have taken the Lion Mane Sash or whatever it's called, just to have a sideboard option. Pick your poison. Okay, we're probably not going to play it, but I'll put it in there for now. Okay, here's another green fetch land. I'm not interested in the Temple Garden per se because we already have a Lush Portico. I'm not interested in Sunfall or Wrath of God. Yeah, there's just not really a whole lot in here. I don't know if I want to dedicate to double white for Flicker Wisp, so I'm just going to take the fetch land and just kind of hope that we can get a Taiga. A Taiga would be really nice here, and then who knows, maybe this Temple Garden wheels, in which at that point I would be happy to take it. Mind Collapse is another really strong card with that all considered, but we don't even have a single mountain yet. That's not going to be a basic, so... Okay, well... Ivara has shown to be very powerful. Oh, there's also a Bloodstained Mire. Bloodstained Mire doesn't get Lush Portico, but red does seem to be our dominant color. If we can just get like a single Taiga or Stomping Ground, this will be very good. There's also a 6, but I'm gonna focus on our fixing for now. Okay, well, there's a Plateau. There's also a 1 mana removal spell. There's a Bristly Bill, which does go very well with our fetches. And keep in mind, we're like, even though we have a Lush Portico, and so we have we have 3 white sources out playing a single basic. We don't have to play the Mother. We could just be Gruul. Okay, here's another Dork. I like Currency Converter, but not necessarily in this deck. And another Mana Dork does help Gaia's Cradle be a little bit better as well. These packs are just not really going our way, unfortunately. I am very curious about like what the other players are taking here. Oh, there we go. Okay. There's a Polluted Delta that we're not interested in. A Kellen. I do like this Ignoble Hierarch. There's a Time Twister, and then there's a Showdown of the Scalds. That's actually a pretty powerful and good reason to play white. I'm just gonna try to maximize this Gaia's Cradle for now. I think there'll be other big drops we can play that are kind of replaceable. Of course, I could be completely wrong, but that's my cross to bear, and you get to watch it unfold. So Ghost Fire Slice I don't absolutely hate here. There's also a Jit, but I'm not too impressed with Jit, honestly. Bank Reckoner Bank Buster is just not really what I want to be doing either. Against my better judgment, I'm gonna take the Jit here. Oh, awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And we're not even really giving up on much. I wouldn't mind this Ovenwald oddity that we're probably not going to get back because it'd have to be the last card. But Taiga is just absolutely perfect for us. That's a nice reward. There is a Wheel of Fortune. That's kind of fun. There's also a Questing Druid and a Galvanic Blast. We do need some removal. And I'm not really sold on Wheel of Fortune in this deck. Wheel of Fortune, you really want to be doing vintagey stuff when you play it. You don't want to just we don't even have Moxen to like really accelerate out. So yeah, let's take the Galvanic Blast. What? Why did I just double click the Galvanic Blast? Okay. Interesting. Okay, Mind Collapse did wheel. That's nice. 6 came back around. There's also Evora. That's not an easy choice, but I'm going to take the 6. I'm not really interested in much here either. Sure, I'll take the staff for now, but I doubt I'm playing it at this point. Take the ooze. At this point, it's kind of... I mean, I don't know. We could open up something. Like if we get like a Swords to Plowshares, it's definitely something to consider. Probably not taking Pick Your Poison. Oh, Ghost Fire Slice. Okay, I'll take that here. We did get the last pick Ubenwald oddity. Okay, that's very nice for us. Speaking of very nice for us, nothing. So there is a Spring Heart, but there's not much that we really want to be copying in our deck, honestly. Trying to see what... Oh, the Questing Druid got taken. Okay, that's not a bad one. We don't have a whole lot of like trying to copy, unfortunately. I mean, Uvenwald Oddity would be cool, but I'm just gonna take the Copperline Gorge and just kind of shore up our mana. I like this Birds of Paradise as well, but some mana dorks like this Avacyn's Pilgrim did come around decently late, and I'm just gonna value the Taiga land over another 1-drop when we already have 3. Ooh, an Ouroboros. I do like Ouroboros. I don't like taking it pick 2 here. I'm kind of scared to see what our deck's going to be doing, but I wouldn't mind getting this Restless Ridgevine on the wheel and just kind of solidifying ourselves into Gruul. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to take Vidal and Epicure at this spot, so let's take the Ouroboros. Yeah, for so long I thought this was an L, not an I, so now I'm still used to saying Ouroboros instead of Ouroboid. Borid. It's difficult for me to say. Okay, well, the stage is long gone. That was in pack 1. Ajani is a reason to play white. There's also a Spell Bomb and a Nova Hellkite, which I do enjoy. There's also a Skull Clamp. Yeah, I think it's Skull Clamp here all day. We have some dorks to pitch to it, and we could even theoretically get rid of our Malevolent Rumble to it. I don't know why this is there. Yeah, let's take the Skull Clamp. And honestly, like if Pyrite or Nova Hellkite wheel, I'll be satisfied. Nova Hellkite won us a few games in the past, and I've been higher up on it ever since. Are we in a Tolly deck? I mean, maybe. I could see us getting to a Tali. 7 mana isn't unaccomplishable, and we do have Dorks and Gaia's Cradle to kind of help get there. Still, we don't have the Chandra. That would help get us there too, because if we can play Chandra and untap play a land, then that's 7 if we uptick her with the double red. I don't like Tribal Flames here, although it is a reason to play the Lush Portico, which I'm probably going to play anyways just as a tapped forest. And nothing else in here I'm really excited about. If we like opened up Time Walk, I would be happy about the breeding pool, but we didn't, so here we are. Leia is a fantastic find. I'm going to hope that Sentinel comes back around. I love Sentinel so much, but I'm not going to pass Leia. I think that's way less likely to come back around. Let's see. This Lotus Cobra is probably the best choice. I don't really need a bauble. Elvish Reclaimer finds exactly Gaia's Cradle. We don't really have a bunch of things going to the yard, so I'm not really interested in Grim Lavamancer. Don't want a Restless Prairie, so yeah, let's just play the Lotus Cobra, I think. We do have a bunch of fetches, which is good. I think the only thing I'm really willing to take out of here is the Legion Extruder, which I don't even know if I'm going to play. I don't want to play Shadow Spear. Detective's Phoenix is actually might be a decent one for us, but I'm going to... Oh, man. Sure, let's try the Detective's Phoenix. I haven't gotten to play with that one much. Oh, Flame Slash? Okay. I like the Arena of Glory and even the Verge. But our fixing is decent, so I'm just going to take the Flame Slash. I regret not picking the other one. I regret not picking the Galvanic Blast. But that's fine. I guess I didn't click on it fast enough or something. I mean, yeah, we're not going to play these other cards, so let's just put this in our deck for now. Okay, the red-green land did wheel. I'm not going to play this 1-drop over it, I don't think. I'd rather just have more threats. And the Nova Hellkite did come back. So did the Pirate Spellbomb. I don't think we have anything that rewards us for card types in Yard. There is a Tarmogoyf that I don't know if that's going to be in the next pack or not. I don't remember. I'm just going to take the Nova Hellkite. Okay, well, I'm going to take the Flames, Tribal Flames. I don't think I'm going to play it, but there it is. Okay, yeah, Tarmogoyf was in, but I'm not going to take it over Sentinel, so... Sentinel get in our deck. We're very happy with that. I guess I'll take the Restless Prairie. I'm not going to play the other 1-drop. But I'm probably not going to bother with white. We're going to have to make a couple cuts as it sits anyways. And Mother of Runes is nice, but I'm not going to have enough white sources early to like guarantee we can play her on turn 1. We are going to treat Lotus Petal as a spell. Basically, it's like an Elvish Spirit Guide or what have you. We need to make 4 cuts. So right now, I think the Jit and the Spring Heart. I mean, I guess with this and Skull Clamp though, like that's reason enough to play it, I suppose. I could see cutting the Phoenix. I just think all of our other 3-drops are just better than the Phoenix. This is hopefully a 1-drop. See, Mind Cloud. I need to make 2 cuts. It's probably just the Atali. The Atali would be a lot of fun, but that's a big ask, honestly. And then maybe I could see maybe 6, but I think I'm going to try to cut one of these 2s. Maybe the Karizev. We didn't get like Pyrokinesis, so cutting red cards doesn't hurt us too much. And the way Karizev works, yeah, end of combat. So we're never going to be able to Skull Clamp the Ragavan. Otherwise, I would keep it in, but I think I like this a little bit better. We have a bunch of fetches, which is really nice. We did get our Taiga. I am going to play the Lush Portico just as a forest that can that can surveil, because having one surveil land is nice. I do think we have enough creatures to play the Gaias. Um, yeah, we have 15 creatures in this deck. And that's not even including like Minx Gimbu, which is another creature, honestly. Hmm. Yeah, I think I like this. Notably, the Gaia's Cradle is not going to be too exciting because we don't have a lot of big threats, but it can help us double spell, and Corey Steelcutter cares a lot about that. I'm just making sure that there's nothing else in here I'd rather have, like maybe over a Jit, but I really don't value Jit that highly in this cube, or really in general anymore. Okay, yep, let's try this. It's gonna be sad not playing the Atali, but every time we have, let's count how many times we have 7 mana and could have cast an Atali. Also, flipping Atali is really nice too. But you know what? We have Uvenwald Oddity. That's actually a nice thing to Gaia's Cradle flip into. Okay, well, we have Llanowar Elf into Tursa. So yeah, let's keep that. And then we can even do potentially Corey Steelcutter into Lotus Petal. This is a solid hand. Let's hope our opponent isn't doing vintagey things. Okay. Because we have the Skull Clamp now, I am just going to ditch the Lotus Petal and I think also the Mountain and just kind of try to high roll. We already have 3 mana in play, so if we don't hit another land, that's not the end of the world. Okay, I'm glad I did that because I don't want to draw any of those. I also just want to maximize getting stuff back with Tursa. Oh, you have a Pyrokinesis here? Oh, okay. Well, they clearly have something. Hopefully it's just an Endurance, honestly. Because Endurance is the thing that they would have to hold priority on because you can cast it whenever. Alelia. Okay. Well, that's unfortunate. Their 3-drop is better than our 3-drop. Let's just go Corey Steelcutter into Pilgrim. And then we're just off to the races. I am going to hold back the Skull Clamp to try to re-trigger this Corey Steelcutter. Plus, I really want to get Lush Portico and kind of hopefully, 1, fill this Tursa, but 2, we need to find another action spell. Like, if I can get an Uvenwald Oddity here, I would be much happier. Oh, gross. Well, that might just be game. This could be the 15-15. Okay. Oh, that's not that bad. They're going to kill the Corey Steelcutter? We could race that. Yep. Yeah, if that was a Woodfall Primus, I think we would just be dead. Wait, oh, I can't get Lush Portico off Bloodstained Mire. I'm dumb. My apologies. Well, let's play a Skull Clamp. Let's do as much damage as possible. Let them block probably the 2-2. and then we can trade off some 1/1s. But let's just maximize our damage. Okay, they do that. That's probably ideal for us, honestly, because we're drawing 2 cards now. Okay, I really wanted a Flame Slash there. I can't play the fetch land because we would die. Let's draw a Flame Slash. No, okay. Well, Flame Slash wouldn't do a whole lot. Like it would kill the Lelia, but now we can't. I'm not going to Flame Slash the Woodfall Primus because it would just come back and then blow up our Skull Clamp. But unfortunately, I think we're dead here. We do have Collect Evidence 6. Oh, wait, no, that's not going to matter. I think we can bestow for 3 on the Phoenix. I don't remember exactly how Phoenix works, but some combination of Sentinel and Phoenix, if we top deck it and have the mana, may get us the win. Especially if they fetch. I don't remember if I kept it in the deck or not, though. Yeah, that is too bad that Lelia just kind of took over the game. It was just more damage than what we could output, and then obviously the natural order for the Woodfall Primus. Scavenging Ooze. Okay, well, now they're gonna be able to gain a bunch of life and make a big creature. So I think we're just dead now. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't think we can beat them at 9. Even at 7, it was not going to be easy. Okay, we didn't get the Phoenix anyways. Let's see. Because we can mill the Phoenix and maybe some other big stuff. No, of course. Of course. Yeah, I don't see it. That's too bad. Lelia is a house. That is for sure. If you don't have an answer to her soon, then it just gets out of hand quickly. Now, noticeably, Galvanic Blast would not have been able to kill her, but there is a reason why I like having the Flame Slashes in our deck. Let's see if we do have the Phoenix in, or if I took it out. Okay, I did take it out, so it wasn't in our deck. This can hit face, can't it? Yeah, any target. Yeah, I think this is fine. I'm going to continue leaving out the Detective's Phoenix. Hopefully we can do just a little bit better. Okay. Yeah, this is fine. Even if they have a removal spell for our... I'm just going to get basic forest here. Even if they have a removal spell for our Llanowar Elf, which a lot of people aggressively kill, which is perfectly fine. We have Lotus Cobra into Gaia's Cradle Boo. Play around the days. Just kidding. I actually would probably prefer them to days there. Since we still have Gaia's Cradle for Boo next turn, and they'll be back to 1 land. Does not seem optimal for our opponent. Brainstorm, okay. not a fan of Brainstorm there because they're not going to be able to reset unless they have. Actually, no, they don't have the cycle spells in here because no Universes Beyond. So yeah, the Brainstorm there doesn't make a whole lot of sense, and they did choose to keep their 7. If their 7 wasn't that great and it was relying on a Brainstorm, you just probably should mulligan. Please play a land. Mox Emerald? Okay. Alright, well they can, if they don't want that last card, they can obviously get rid of it, which is nice. I really hope they don't have a miscalc. It's 4, okay, no, we can play around a miscalc, which is nice. So hopefully they don't have a mana leak then. I did want to tap my Gaia's Cradle there, but oh well. Because I would have attacked with the Llanowar Elf. Fantastic.
We will break evil's bones. Unless it's boneless. Then, we smush it.
I love Minsk.
Stomp of evil.
Alright, let's do this.
Never wins. Because it's too tiny.
Evil never wins because it's too tiny. Oh, Minsk. Alright, alright, so let's end. They did get the shuffle 1 card, and let's see if they found like an academy or a workshop. Okay, they do have the academy. That's good for them, not us. We do have a ton of damage next turn. Yeah, they are. If they don't do anything or they tap out and don't affect the board, they are dead. On board, they're at 3 if I uptick the Boo. Or the Minsk, I mean. Okay, the Soul Guide Lantern was free. The Retrofitter is free. We're going to decline this.
Look at us. We are dark.
Good game. That means they just didn't have a counterspell there. I was going to Malevolent Rumble first since combined with playing the land, it was quote-unquote free just to see our entire options, but one of the things that's nice about, 1, being on the play, but 2, playing an aggressive deck is that if your opponent is playing the slower Academy decks or a control deck, sometimes you can just get out from under them. And then if you can pressure them just enough to where you can get something like a Minsk Boot under a counterspell, then it can be over a lot. I haven't seen a lot of spot removal from people. Okay, yeah, Llanowar Elves into Robber of the Rich. We can even actually go get Lush Portico this time. Let's keep. I don't really want to be drawing any more lands, though, so I'm probably going to fetch out Taiga. I definitely don't want to be drawing any more lands, so definitely fetching out Taiga. And using the Taiga, or using Bloodstained Mire to get Taiga because we want Windswept Teeth to get Lush Portico if and when we ever want it. Another thing that's nice about Llanowar Elves here is it's getting a card out of our hand for the Robber of the Rich. Unfortunately, being on the draw kind of sets us back, but at least we have the Llanowar Elf to start getting our hand empty. They play a 2-drop here, we won't be able to robber them. Okay, well, that's unfortunate. Yep, that's really unfortunate. Okay. It would be nice to like spike one of their bolts. So let's do that. I would love a Chain Lightning off the top here. I would, oh man, I was gonna say that would be so fantastic. Because this card replaced itself, we were able to do that. Otherwise, we would have probably had to play the Ignoble Hierarch. Yep. And then they have the Batter Skull whenever they want it, unfortunately. Just in case they have a Mana Tithe, we should probably play that.
Come on, Boo.
Take
We're off on
action.
another thrilling adventure. Go big or
And now we can throw this at the Batter Skull later if we want to, after we attack with it for 5. They're going to play Batter Skull. Am I willing to give up Robber of the Rich for the Batter Skull? Probably not. Because then they would basically be at 16 after they attack. Okay, I guess 15 because of the Stoneforge, or because of the Mana Confluence. I'm just going to hope that they don't play a Karakas or a way to deal with the Minsk. And if they do, I have Robber of the Rich to save my Minsk Gimbu. But them not having a burn spell here would be very, very vital for us to win this game. Okay, Gut, that is unfortunate. It looks like we are going to be flinging this Boo at something. Oh, looks like we're not going to be even having the choice. Luckily, the Hellkite can kill the skeleton. Let's see what we are going to top deck, potentially. Tursa. Okay, well, we're going to keep that on top. And I am just going to block here. They have to spend an entire turn picking it up. If they play a land here, and okay, I was going to say, they have to spend an entire turn picking it back up. That's probably fine. And it's too bad I can't just warp this and then do something else. I do want to kill the 4-1 though, so let's just play this. Let's just keep it hard casted, start getting them dead. Okay, hit another land. I doubt they block, but if they want to throw away the Stoneforge, that's perfectly fine with me. They're probably going to turn the Stoneforge into a 4-1 unless they have something else that they want to get rid of. But next turn we can go Tursa 6. Unfortunately, even if we draw a land, we can't go 6 into Minsk Gimbu. Oh, Legion Extruder, that's going to kill the Robber. And it's going to just become a 4-1, unfortunately. But Tursa does have haste. This is very close. And this is why just having spot removal is just so important. If we had a Galvanic Blast for this Gut, I could have gone warp the Nova Hellkite into Galvanic Blast the Gut, and then this is just a non-game, honestly. Let's Tursa. I'm just going to discard the land, I think. This is first 4 cards? Yeah. I do want the 6. Okay. Well, that's not ideal, but it is what it is. Maybe we just play the Dork. Because then we have more blockers. Let's play the Dork and get more blockers. Notably, they are dead on board with the Ignoble Hierarch Nova Hellkite. They did not draw a land, or they did not play a land last turn, so they are not going to be able to get the 5 mana without land Mox or an Ancient Tomb to both pick up and replay the Batterskull. If they tap... okay. Sure. They go to 2 to do it, though, and then they still just die in the air? Oh, yeah, they equip there. Duh. Okay. That makes sense. I can double block, though, if I really want to. Yeah, because, like, man, that's so brutal. Yeah, that Ancient Tomb probably just won them the game. What? It's so crazy. Yeah, that is absolutely crazy to me. And they still have the life linker, so like I can't even effectively attack back for the win. I say life, obviously life linker, but the fact that it gave vigilance. That is such a crazy loss to me. Okay, I was gonna say Mixed Game is probably like our only real chance, but even then I don't think it's much of one. Yeah. Man, Ancient Tomb there was just absolutely brutal. Well, 1 and 2. The power of gut, ladies and gentlemen. The power of gut. Because if it was just the Stoneforge, I think we beat that, honestly. But gut just the menace, the quote unquote haste for the 4/1s. Very, very good. I remember the days where we were getting gut all the time. I miss those days. I'm not in love with this hand, but we have a Flame Slash. We have a Nova Hellkite. Let's just try it. Okay, we'll Flame Slash that. Oh, we even have a Dork, but we'll play the Dork next turn, I think. Yep, that lets them draw a card, unfortunately. Oh. Okay, yeah, let's Malevolent Rumble. That also fills up our yard for Tersa, which is nice. Yep, they'll draw a card. Ooh, okay. Let's Tersa, see what they do. I'm probably going to play an Ignoble Hierarch afterwards. Reprieve, okay. That's probably fine. Let's play the Ignoble Hierarch, as I said. If they have a Mana Tithe, they have a Mana Tithe. Okay, they chose not to Mana Tithe. I don't know what else they would be looking at their hand and looking at the Ignoble Hierarch for, so I'm not going to tap out moving forward. I do just want to make land drops at this point. Well, maybe we'll get a land back with the Tursa. Okay, we did. And I'm probably just going to clamp this Ignoble Hierarch. Okay. Lotus Petal was nice there because if they do have the Mana Tithe, it allowed us to do all of that. Of course, they could not have a Mana Tithe, but I don't think that we have to play into it, so why would we? Next turn, I'm way more likely to want to Nova Hellkite killing the 1/1 and just start beating down. I could also see the Uvenwald, because like if they go Mother of Runes, I guess I might regret doing the Nova. Okay, they are getting still aggressive. Parallax Wave, okay. Ooh, okay. I do like Nova because Nova means that they don't want to Parallax Wave it necessarily. I guess they could still, I suppose. Let's just play the Corey Steelcutter into Robber. Get a trigger, force them to Parallax Wave more than what they want to do. They should do this before I attack. Yep. Okay. And of course it's free to do on the token, but that's fine because we can always double spell in future. So I think I like that line because now we're going to get our things back pretty soon. I would like to draw a Mana Dork so I can Nova Hellkite. Ooh, okay, that's annoying. Okay, well, now their Mana Tithe can quote-unquote get us, but I'm probably just going to play the Nova Hellkite here. I'll play the Uvenwald if we draw a land. Okay, well, that's not the land I wanted. Let's cast this with Warp, kill their 1/1. Let's attack, see what happens. Yep, just as I figured. Yep, and we will be getting our Tursa and our Robber of the Rich back next turn. Oh, Fable. Fable's nice. I would like to draw a land here again. I would like to play an Uvenwald Oddity. But I'll play a 6 if I have to. Okay. Also, noticeably, 6 can get us back a Corey. Let's just play the Ubenwald. We can attacking trades Ubenwald for Kytheon, but if they do that, I'm just gonna mind collapse them. Yep. And they're gonna give indestructible probably. And then we're just gonna kill the Kytheon. And then they still take 2. Alright, that was a great turn of events. And I really hope this is just Mana Tithe. Our opponent wasn't doing a lot for so long. I'm not going to discard. Let's see if they discard a Mana Tithe here. Ha! Yes! Okay, that's so rewarding to me. Okay. That is so rewarding to me. Okay, now I can play the Nova Hellkite to kill the cat, flips the Ajani, then I can kill the Ajani. Can I do all of it? Kind of. But I should probably not. Are they just dead if I flip this? Can I flip this? 7? Yeah, I can flip this. It's 8. Other creatures you control have trample and everything too. This has to be removal. It's a little bit more aggressive, but I think I'm okay with that. Okay. Awesome. I'm so glad I played around that Mana Tithe. That was great. Take that, Michael. Always judging me for playing around things. All right. Well, at least we're 2-2. Let's try to get another win. Okay. Would I rather turn 1 Robber or turn 2 Sentinel? Probably turn 2 Sentinel, honestly, but that means that we're not playing Robber. Let's see what we draw. Hopefully we just draw Mana Dork. Okay, we did not. Yeah, I'm going to keep the Lotus Petal, I think, for now. Okay, I'm glad I did that. I'm going to play the Mountain, play the Lotus Petal, play the Sentinel. Next turn we can start attacking with the Sentinel through the 0-3. I pray they do not have a natural order. If this didn't have Shroud or Hexproof, I would Mind Collapse here just to play around that. Okay. They can still have natural order. Yeah, they have natural order. Yep. Well, that's unfortunate. At least we can kill it. Oh, they're gonna get it back with life death. Jesus. Okay. Well, I said the line I would have done if we were able to do it, but Sylvan Caryatid, unfortunately, is just really good sometimes. That really sucks that they had the life death there. Now I could draw a Flame Slash, and depending on how they block, We could still be in this, but honestly, I just don't know. They're going to go to 8. They're going to slam that life death. Oh, flash for the world spine? Okay, because they can do both. Yeah. Okay. Well, there's nothing we could do about this. We did our best. Yep. Death the Atraxa. Yep. Let's just see what else they have, and then we'll scoop it up. Wow, they have a fantastic deck. Anna Torsten, so nice. Very, very nice. But we did our best. We went 2 and 3. Sometimes that just happens. I don't think there was much that we could have done, if anything. Let's take a look at the deck. So, arguably, we could have played the Detectives Phoenix. It might have mattered one game. I don't think, except for one time, we had 7 mana to Itali, in which case we flipped the Ubenwald, and that was actually really strong. It did kill our opponent. I stand by not playing the Jit. I don't care for any of these other creatures. The Karizev is kind of mid, honestly, and everything else just kind of feeds better with the Skull Clamp. So I like this deck. I would play it again. I wouldn't be like necessarily happy to play it again because we are very underpowered. I would like to get back the Galvanic Blast instead of this Questing Druid. I keep messing that up for some reason. I apologize. You would think that if I click on the dang card, it would highlight it and keep it, but I guess it doesn't. And then I was even double clicking on it like as the timer ran out, but I guess that again just ruined it. But I like the way I built this deck. These are the cards that we were dealt, and I do think that this was the angle we were supposed to be going. It's unfortunate that we weren't able to really capitalize on the white splash at all, but I would run it back if I had to. This was fun. I do wish that this was a Mox, then I would probably be happy to play this deck again because the 1-drops are just very powerful in these types of builds. Just being able to treat them as Moxen to play your 3-drops early is just really strong. Obviously not as good as Moxen, don't get my words twisted, but I value the Dorks pretty highly, especially if you can get a Skull Clamp in your deck. So anyways, on to the next one, and I'll see you next time. Have a good night.